Hello and welcome to Setons. Got some familiar names, some people haven't seen before, but of course Fwippa in the middle. Believe he hosted this game based on the name. Looks like a single mask extractor, two mask extractors. So he's definitely going with the T-Nug build. Most likely send 3 engineers to the back here. Try to get as much mass himself as he can. Got Jukebox, very good player, but across from him we got Mega. And Mega gone with straight to the Hydro. Mega usually doing very interesting builds on Setons. And looks like he is going to go for a quick transport. So 3 mask extractors, then to the Hydro with the ACU. And then a bomber after 6 engineers. Out of curiosity, still pretty good eco in terms of mass, but power is looks like he's gonna have just enough for this transport, 4800, and now getting some more power generators, and that's some pretty crazy stuff. The bomber is going to the middle, and the transport is going to the island. I think people should really pay attention to what's happening with Megatron. He usually does some crazy things, and I think he's might be getting used to the new balance of Forge Alliance forever. We'll see how good this bomber is. But it looks like he will for sure, yeah. He's going to be quicker than Jukebox too. And that is very nice. Fwippa losing a couple of engineers there. And the ACU from Mega going to the middle. It looks like the rest of the bill is just engineers. Looks like a single engineer getting some power. So in terms of eco, I'm sure he's dead last, but he has established control of the island. This drop from Jukebox is gonna get a nice surprise. It's just 2 engineers. That's not gonna do it. It looks like some flag here from Fwippa. That bomber was finally killed, but still did some damage. Looking at Fwippa, has way too much of everything because he doesn't have the engineers to use it. That's good for his side though, good for his team. Fwippa and Kitspo in the middle. Fwippa and Megatron's ACU coming to the middle. Looks like here maybe a challenge for this island, but Gergen quickly reclaims the NGs from Peace. Peace versus Gergen, 2 players I haven't seen before, but judging what they're doing, most likely just changed their names. Fwippa here going down in health. Has absolutely no tanks, none yet. He's trying to rebuild. And then drop here from Mega against Juke. So Jukebox losing the island and now having some problems. And yeah, that was a 6-minute death there for Fwippa. Mega comes in just in time here. Put on the finishing touches. It's really good stuff from Mega. No eco, all style here. Killing off engineers, killing mask extractors, tech to mask extractor. Auroras for Jukebox will put an end to this though. Jukebox is in the water here, making a couple submarines. Don't see too much Navy from Mega yet, but Mega's got the ACU. Grab the mask extractor on the way, marching his way up. It will be nice to see Kitspo join him with the ACU, but so far just sending in some Manta. Massive Tech 1 air spam from the Golden Yeti from the back. Some missing mask extractors for Golden Yeti, however. Pretty big Tech 1 powered spam and a Strat bomber now. Mega with 4 kills. Some Tech 1 bombers from Peace. and some submarines and frigates from Jukebox. Mega, meanwhile, going straight Tech 2 with a cruiser, and that cruiser is going to be very vulnerable against Jukebox Navy. Jukebox does have a transport. Not really sure what the plan is with this island. Perhaps he'll wait till Tech 2 Navy to take it back. Mega is thinking about going into the water, but there is submarines there. In total Tech 1 air domination between Golden Yeti and Peace, forcing Mega into the water, but Jukebox is there. Mega still plenty of health to survive. Massive land spam here coming in from Jukebox, who's taking over the middle. Kitspo here needs to improve his production, and there should be a Strat Bomber coming in here pretty soon. That was not a Strat Bomber. That right there was a Torpedo Bomber. Tech 3 Torpedo Bomber from Golden Yeti, and Jukebox picks up the kill. But really, that all belonged to the Golden Yeti, Russian Tech 3 Torpedo Bomber. So really nice play from both sides. Aggressive play with that Strat Bomber, and with a really good play from Mega. It has now become a 3v3. Pretty big naval spam now that Kitspo has taken over. This will be very nice. As soon as some torpedoes can be put in this position to protect against submarines, this will be a nice navy. And this is a torpedo boat, so it needs to get a little closer. Kitspo looks like going to Tech 3 land. This is a pretty big UEF navy from Peace. Garrigan here with Aeon Tech 2, but a single destroyer. If you're Aeon, you got to get those shields on there as soon as possible. However, Garrigan has a really nice Tech 2 Air Force. And now finally, it looks like this island is going to be taken by the Tech 2 destroyers. Very important battle. Multiple destroyers taken out. Aeon can't really shoot straight, but if it actually hits you, it really hurts. You can see. And up close, those torpedoes from Aeon are very nice. You can see some dodging there with that frigate. And there goes the destroyer. Kitspo making some progress in the middle with the support of this navy. Guido here going Tech 3 land. That's amazing. Tech 3 air here in the back. It looks like he's going straight to Hives. He's going to bypass all the engineering, all the Tech 1 NGs. Golden Yeti going with Tech 3 power. But we really got to look at Jukebox, perhaps the best player in this one. The cruiser, however, is a little bit lost. And cruiser, not a really good surface weapon ship. Very good anti-air, but you can see how quickly that died. The main navy here for Jukebox is a couple destroyers. And actually, they can easily take on this navy. I'm not really sure what Kitspo is thinking. Those are torpedo boats with a couple shields. This is a very valuable units, but they're not meant to be fighting destroyers. And here come the destroyers. The destroyers are really going to wish they had those shields once those shields die. Looks like the shields are dead. And of course, up close, UEF destroyers will be able to dominate as long as Kitspo doesn't just run like this. There's no reason to run in that position. The torpedo bombers coming in from Jukebox, and that's going to be a total domination. Meanwhile, Tech 3 land with a whole bunch of loyalists rolling through the middle from Kitspo. And these are not messing around. They're just rolling everything over. It looks like it's going to be a complete loss there from Jukebox. A naval battle here. UEF versus Aeon. Peace looks like he's going to have this one. Still a couple submarines. C2 submarines, definitely the right choice of units against UEF. There are still a few loyalists, and now they're done with Jukebox middle, or Fwippa's middle base, and they're just going to keep on rolling through. They're going to get all the way to the back. Tech to point defenses here from Peace. And we should see gunships here pretty soon. I don't see any flak, which is a mistake, but here come the gunships. And if you don't have gunships, you just got to run, split up and run as fast as you can. Kill as much as you can before you die. Here we see some ASF from Guido getting killed for no reason. Tech 3 engineer picking up some Tech 1 mass wrecks. Jukebox continues to roll. And this is actually very significant. We see a lot of mass extractors killed, and this should allow Jukebox to take air. And if, or not Jukebox, but Guido. And if Guido takes air in this one, it will really help the navies, because so far they've been struggling. Jukebox choosing not to use shields, and perhaps he doesn't need to. Some torpedo. That's a whole bunch of frigates. Frigates are always nice. And now we see the ASF battle. Looks like Golden Yeti has way more. And not too much micro here from Guido. So even though Golden Yeti did take some damage, yeah, Guido being told that he's playing their own game. And those frigates are on the roll, but frigates versus UEF destroyers are not going to live for too long. Very surprising, the Aeon navies, both Aeon navies not using the shields. You can understand Jukebox just doesn't really want to overpower UEF. He's going to win anyway. But Gergen here desperately needs him. Gergen going for Tech 3 for the Tempest. Let's see how that works out. Tempest really good underwater, but a very big target. And Tech 3 torpedo bombers from Gergen. Very difficult to use those when you don't have air control. But you can see as soon as Guido gets his build capacity going, though, he's got a whole bunch of hives, he'll be able to produce a pretty big air force. And actually looking at his eco, he's got a ridiculous eco. He's got 16,000 power, a whole bunch of Tech 3, completely Tech 3 mass here in minute 25. Golden Yeti 97. So he's tripling Golden Yeti's eco, and it looks like he's got the build capacity to use it. He's also got Tech 3 land. This could be interesting opportunities for Percy drops. And it looks like Guido here is one of those professional SimCity players. He's going to make a whole bunch of power generators. I'm expecting to see some mass farms pretty soon as well. So it looks like his team has survived long enough. Because with this whole air domination, I think Jukebox might regret not using shields and being a little more aggressive, as well as Peace. But perhaps for Peace it would have been a little more difficult. This is a massive Tech 1 navy, and it looks like the micro is the thing that's hurting Guido here. He's got to produce quite a bit more. Looks like everybody's making ASF now on the bottom side. Now we see an Atlantis underwater, but that's and actually Atlantis is going to be pretty good against this, as long as it doesn't get hit by too many torpedo bombers. Should be able to deal with these destroyers. So you can see the two dead players really screaming at their team in different ways, but they get to see what's happening. Well, at least they get to see what's happening on their side, and they get to give advice, and you can see they usually give good advice. retreat for peace. And that will allow Gurgen to push up a little bit. And that's a whole bunch of gunships now. Kidspo ready to give up, but really there's no need for him to give up. His team has a huge eco. And then looking at Guido, let's see, can he use his... He really does not have enough power to use all of his all that mass that he's got. It's total 96 hives. I mean, he's making ASF like crazy. And it looks like Kidspo was just sniped by a bunch of Strat bombers. So a little too much SimCity there from Guido. So it has now become a 2v3, and looks like aircraft carrier here might not be enough. Yeah, this Tech 3 air land factory, a big investment, but not being used. Retreat from Golden Yeti and an attack from Gurgen, but now we see Tech 3 Navy from Peace, and that's just going to decimate frigates. Oh, that's a lot of frigates. And a whole bunch of Tech 2 submarines. We can't forget about those. Very good against EAF. And the gunships are going to come in to try to help. Guido's still not really in this game. He's going to go fly and throw away a couple more ASF. And this is really where the air micro is more important than how much eco you have. If you expose your ASF like that, you're going to pay the price. However, here comes the Tempest with this massive cannon, the biggest splash in the game. One shot, one kill here for the most part. Got to use the range. Also excellent torpedoes, but very vulnerable against bombers. It's impossible to dodge with this unit. So it's really nice for it to go underwater. It can go underwater. But so far it looks like without any air support, torpedo bombers from Jukebox. Yeah, this is going to be tragic. The Tempest needs to get underwater, yeah. And now it will, and it will be very, very capable over there. Except, of course, for the torpedo bombers. Guido continues to be dominated. Thinking about a fatty in the middle, that'd be probably a good idea, but he's got to be careful not to get hit by a bunch of Strat bombers. You see a whole bunch of Tech 3 torpedo bombers. Gurgen calls this a team stack. Where's the nuke coming from? This one's from Peace. A nuke for Peace. Now where is this one flying to? Looks like Guido is running. And this will be tragic if the turtle here gets hit by a nuke. He was going for the kill, but he missed. It's a nice running from Guido, so a wasted nuke. Yeah, we should see missile ships here pretty soon. Still no missile ships, just destroyers from Jukebox. And that's so much, so many engineers. It's really the way you got to use your build capacity. We're now Strat bombers against Guido. Guido running for water. He does have a whole bunch of Tech 3, and this is an anti-nuke which is loaded. It looks like it was bombed. And now some shields going up. Also a whole bunch of torpedo bombers. And now the Navy from Peace is coming in. Looks like Gurgen, he did have a decent Navy. If he had any kind of assistance from Guido, he may have been in good shape, but Guido not paying the price for not making air. And here, minute 36, Guido's dead. Gurgen, the last survivor on his team, going for a donut. Gotta say, Megatron was definitely the MVP with some really creative play. But if one player just chooses to make eco and then tries to catch up with air this whole game, because yeah, it's even though Golden Yeti got ran over by a bunch of units through the middle, he was still able to outproduce Guido. And here comes Jet Bombers. Now this time they're going to hit Gergen. Gergen getting the shield. The donut is finished, but before it can even reach the highest altitude, falls back down. Very short-lived donut. Yet another nuke from a piece. And Gergen quits. Fwippa with some shit talking. That's something he does very well, and this game's over.